Hi friends, thank you for stopping by for part 2 of my best-selling item series. Today I will reveal what my number 4 top seller is, share photos of ones that I've created, and show you how I even made one. Any guesses? But first, I need to thank you guys for keeping my channel going while I was absent. The end of April, we hit 1 million views, and I am truly grateful for all of you for making that happen. If you guessed repurposed items, then you got it right. It's become natural to me to look at an item and see something completely different. My imagination pretty much runs in overdrive. So share with me in the comments and let me know if you like to also change up items that you find and to create something totally new. I believe that one thing that sparks my imagination is sometimes getting a damaged item and you have no choice but to create something new from it. It might be a broken chair or a broken dresser that you can take the drawers and turn them into a plant stand. Those right there, I just started making and I take them into my booth and typically they'll sell within the first 3 days. There was a broken sewing table that was also turned into a plant stand. You can even repurpose something as simple as an empty paint can. Damaged books can be found in a free bin and turned into book page banners, wreaths, and garland. In one of my first videos on my channel, I took a damaged book cover and adhered it on top of a decorative birdhouse. No matter where I go thrifting, I can always find candle holders, and as long as they are marked at a decent price, I'm sure to grab them. Are they an item that you'll typically grab when you find them? Also, let me know what is one item when you see it that you will never turn down. Be sure to stick with me to the end so you can see how I transformed this candlestick holder. And if you like that design on the top, I created a free printable for you. Just click on that link above and it's going to take you right over to my blog so you can download it. Depending on their size and shape, they can be turned into plant stands, fruit bowls, dessert stands, and more. Old or broken windows can be reused as a coat rack for your entryway by adding some pegs, hooks, and maybe even a shelf. If you'd like to continue to see more repurposed ideas, then hold tight. But if you'd rather skip right to the project now or to the project reveal, you can access them by clicking on the word more. And that's where you'll find the description that I type in each week with all the products that I use. And other channel information. Right underneath it, you're going to find the chapters. Click on View All, and then you can just scroll up or down to access all the chapters. Click on them to be able to rewatch or skip to any part that you want. If you don't want to rewire a broken lamp, just add a solar light to the top, some waterproof paint, and it's a functional piece of outdoor decor. Adding a solar light to a bent pan makes a perfect outdoor planter. Or you can paint and decorate them and use them as wall decor, or place items inside of them and use them as a centerpiece. You can use Jello molds the same way that you repurpose bent pans. Continuing with items you can find in the kitchen, sugar bowls and creamers can be transformed into succulent pots, candles, faux planters, and more. What is your repurposing idea if you had an individual one or a set? You can add a bird's nest created from shredded newspaper to an old coffee pot percolator. Take a baking pan, add some feet, paint, and even a transfer to create a little stand. And you can also do the same with old pots and pans. You can replace a broken cheese dome by adding a glass bowl and adhering a doorknob onto the bottom and making your own cloche. Broken candle holders can be replaced with mini flower pots. A dish adhered to the bottom of a platter creates an adorable pedestal stand. Empty picture frames can be turned into a wreath or a decorative wall display. And this oval frame was turned into a vanity tray. You can make drink coasters by taking some leftover tiles and applying an ink stamp. And now on to today's repurposed project. This wooden box with lid sat in my booth and hadn't sold. I brought it home to give it a makeover. I decided to remove the lid and create 2 decorative yet functional pieces from the box. Here's the products that I used to create today's project if you'd like to take a screenshot of it. After I cleaned and sanded the box, I took a look at it and decided to use a boring bit in my drill to enlarge the existing hole so it could be hung and used as a vintage style wall pocket. Decided to add wooden pegs for hooks by using the same drill bit after measuring and marking the even distance between them. Taking this cordless saw, I cut a wooden dowel into 4 even pieces. Took a dinner knife and wrapped sandpaper around it, which made it a lot easier to sand the inside of those holes. It's a knife that I have in my tool stash. After the wood glue had dried for the pegs, I added 1 coat of caviar paint by Dixie Belle. And next I'll apply 2 coats of their paint, and that is in the color Sawmill Gravy. At this point, I stopped painting so that way I could fill in the 2 small holes from the hinges that I removed. So after that last coat had a chance to dry, I took my orbital sander, roughed up the piece a little bit to show some distressing. And I had a stencil that I wanted to put on the back, but I wasn't able to use the whole thing. I put it in place and used some frog tape. That is an excellent painter's tape, and I actually have that linked in the description below. I used some of the caviar paint from Dixie Belle and painted part of the stencil on to the back. I did forget to share with you guys earlier when I was gluing the pegs into place. One thing that really helped me get them even was I laid a level across the top of them. And not only did it help me put them in place, but I actually used the level to keep them in place while they dried. I think that's about all that is going to fit on the back of there. Once the stenciling has a chance to dry, then it's going to be time to apply 2 coats of the Gator Hide Sealer by Dixie Belle. I will allow each coat to fully dry though before applying the next one. And now let's check out what I ended up doing with the lid. I applied the same layers of paint and sealer as I did on the box. Attached this cute metal hook that I purchased secondhand, along with a sawtooth metal hanger on the back, so this one could be hung on the wall as well. To access the video that I spoke of earlier when I repurposed the candlestick holder and created those other items, click on the photo on the left. And make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that bell notification because you do not want to miss next week's video. Friends, I hope you have a super blessed week, and I will see you next Sunday.